Welcome back. Oh, earlier in the show, we talked about the NFL draft, and, it's a pretty fun thing to watch, and, I think one of the coolest parts about watching the draft is you get to see these guys who have dedicated their entire life, entire childhood and college to this craft, and it's a tough game to go, and you watch the post-draft analysis and interviews, and I think you just hear from the heart of these people, not just the athletes. And they talk about their endless devotion. And Ryan, I know you're a football fan. And, these guys, it's pretty incredible the amount of focus and ambition they have.
It is. My headphones. There you go. Bruce, do you hear Bruce Irvin on today on the another station?
I didn't.
Oh my God, he's a stud. I like everything he said. I'm excited about him.
Yeah.
Like we said before, Pete Carroll's our coach. John Snyder's our GM. They make their decisions. It's our chance to now support them and get excited about the players as opposed to questioning it like everybody was before. Let's get excited about this kid. Yeah. He's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it is fun. And, the first piece of that obviously wasn't exciting. It was like, who the heck is this guy? But, you read their backstories and you read all where these guys have come from and the amount of work and the passion they have, the same way John Snyder and Pete Carroll have passion for picking a team or for coaching, as we talked a little bit about. These guys, countless hours in the weight room, endless film study, the physical activity. And, what I still think is one of the most amazing things, they do this with the most minute chance of making the NFL. There is so little guarantee, but the amount of work they put in, it's pretty incredible. And, Ryan, I know you've been in a goal setter and a life plan, done a lot with life planning. It's tough to have that much passion or continue with that much commitment on a daily basis.
It's incredible. And think of the adversity a lot of these people and players have been through that we really can't relate to. Growing up in, pretty privileged kids living in Bellevue our whole life, it's not really the same comparison compared to what they have to get through just to even make it to college. And then actually stay through, and a lot of people graduate, and then actually trying to take that next step into the NFL. It's really, I think they don't get the credit that they deserve for the amount of effort it takes. Okay, just think about when we're in college, what it took you to actually make it to class every day, let alone practicing.
I had to get rid of my hangover.
Let alone practicing for 3 hours, studying, having to get very specific grades, and not only having practice, and then working out after the fact. And not only that, studying in the study room to make sure you're at top peak performance for game time. And that's all why going into major universities. Yeah. That's amazing to me. And I don't think these players are given enough credit for that too.
Yeah, the ability for them to just focus on their craft, and it's incredible, and I've, like I said earlier, I've been trying to do more of that and focus more on doing some things on purpose. Their discipline to do that every single day, it's great to see come to an apex, during these type of things and during an event like the NFL draft. And, I was saying earlier, I have an 18-month kid at home and 18-month-old. Mm-hmm. And, I always thought I was going to be the disciplined pre-dad who was going to read all the books and figure out how to raise him the best possible way. And luckily I turned out to be an okay dad. Good dad, I think. My wife says so. And then Ryan tells me he did read all the books, and you don't even have a kid yet. So, geez, I don't know what's going on. But, when you watch the NFL draft or the Grammys or the Oscars, I think more than ever, I think you have to realize you see these people whose passion and dedication really took them to the top of their career. And I think the real part to remember is the drive and dedication that they had to actually reach the top. And then, of course, their undying passion for that craft. And I hope we talk a lot about real estate and we talk a lot about finance on this show. And a lot of people have the goal to retire. They have a goal to buy a house. But I think also with a little soul searching, and we hit on this at the very end of the last hour, I think people can find a reason or almost an undying passion and a reason to maybe accomplish some of these goals, whether it is real estate. They want to have the perfect home, maybe not the perfect investment. Or they want to retire so they can spend more time with their family or put their kids through college, not just make more money. When you can focus on those things that have a lot of self-purpose, I think that when it's all said and done, you can hopefully try to accomplish those things over time and maybe with the passion and the drive of an NFL draftee. Ryan, we have to go to break, but when we come back, let's talk a little bit more about what first-time homebuyers need to be thinking about when they maybe take that first step towards buying a house and that passion for creating a home. We'll be right back after this break. I'm Ben Brashen. You're listening to Brashenomics.